Hola Daniela, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
¿Y usted?
Muy bien. Also, let's switch to English. But we are now at your home here in Costa Rica, and but you have studied in Finland, isn't that right?
Yes.
So what is your story with Finland?
What's my story with Finland? Wow. I grew up in a family that it's within the educational kind of like realm. And since I was probably like 10 years old or something like that, I remember my dad particularly talking about how important and like value the educational system in your country was. So that's kind of how I started getting like dipping my toes.
If you describe how it was to study in Finland, how was the university, LUT University of Technology, and the student life over there?
Yes, I think that I would like kind of like break it down into how it was country-wise and how it was like study-wise.
Yes, yes, please.
Country-wise, it was both a shock and a comforting experience. Why it was a shock? Because obviously it's a complete different culture from my culture, from Latin America, right? But in so many ways, since I was a little kid, I always felt so kind of like a misfit, like a bit of a weird person sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then while being in your country, even though certain things, as I just said, were like a cultural shock, in others I just felt homey.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm not saying that Finnish people are super weird, but I felt that in here being weird is kind of okay. It's kind of like normal. Sort of
you need
thing.
to be different in order to be special.
And educationally speaking, LUT particularly was very welcoming because it is very horizontal or flat. You have accessibility to the professors, you have accessibility to assistants, you have accessibility, period. There is no hierarchical kind of like structure where you feel that you are down below and then it complicates your like learning journey in a way. And in that aspect it was very like nice. And about Lappeenranta as a town or village, like my friends would say, it is amazing, I think, because it's packed with forest, and as you can see, that's what for me means home. And both during the extreme kind of like winter times and during summer and during autumn and fall, the nature makes you feel like you are in some sort of trip or vacation in both ways. And then the university is right in front of a lake.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, like you get out, and if it's summer, it's all about studying, sure, and then besides that, grilling and you know, like sharing so many experiences with people from all over the world, literally. And one could think that because it's not the capital city, then it's not going to be such an international experience. But totally not true. There were people from literally all over the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we think about a little bit money matters and return on investment, you mentioned about the business. So how do you see personally, like your investment of your time, of your money, was it worth of it in Finland?
Oh, definitely. In so many ways. To begin with, the you know, like enrichment of cultural dexterity, because you are inevitably pushed into trying to fit and coexist with a very different culture from your own. And then there's so many people from all over the world that just in that regard, it's already a definite like plus. And then even though Finnish people are extremely humble, and usually you guys don't talk about how cool you are or we created Polar or Nokia, it's actually a town in Finland, not some Japanese word.
By the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
You don't, you know, like see maybe how valuable it is to have that line added into your resume. You know, like that particular line where you graduated and tried to become a bit better, so to speak, by struggling and taking the challenge of graduating in a university where the educational system is way above your own.
How did that prepare the degree you for like further challenges in a working life and your career?
I think that it really gave me a lot of added value because we were compelled to work with certain companies prior to graduating, so it wasn't all about the academical part, and it gave you kind of like a brush of what was going to happen in the future, that even though Finland is in Finnish language and obviously it makes it complex for you to work there and so on and so forth, the products, the services or the processes that are innovated in your country are inevitably pushed to be international. Mm-hmm. So by doing that kind of like work in the last year of the masters in my case, you start understanding the power of being there.
So what would you like to tell for anybody who is considering should they come to study in Finland?
Definitely, particularly if you are looking forward to push yourself to the limits, to try to understand who you truly are and appreciate your roots more, and also come back and make them better. That's the place to be, definitely. There is a word that they use that is called sisu, and I'm not going to say what it is. Just go there and figure it out.
Excellent. Muchas gracias, Daniela. It was a pleasure to hear, and now we need to head to dinner, I guess.
Yes.
Thank you. Everybody, welcome to Finland.